Good afternoon, everybody. Matthew Lindsay with Precision Home Group here in Anchorage, Alaska. Coming to you live today to talk to you about real estate. That's right. So today we are talking about pricing, about how commercial and residential are priced differently and how to price them and how to come up with the right price, and two, why they're priced differently. So let's just jump straight into it today. So residential real estate, how is it priced? A lot of people want to charge a certain amount. They think maybe the tax assessed value of that property is what the market value is. They think that, someone down the street sold for something, we need to be able to sell for that or more. But what it really comes down to is comparable sales in your area. So when we're looking to price out a residential home, what we're going to do is we're going to look and see, hey, what properties have recently sold within the last 6 months, maybe the last year, around that property. We're also going to look at comparable properties. We're going to keep it very narrow. We're going to be looking at things like square footage, making sure we're within maybe a couple hundred square feet. Depending on the property and where it's located, maybe that's too narrow and we need to get a little bit larger. And that way we can get a price per square foot and kind of use that to price out our home. So once we have those comparable properties that have sold within the last 6 to 12 months in a close proximity to that property, we're going to analyze those and look at them and see, hey, are any of these comparable? Do they have similar finishes, similar build styles? Are they built in the same year? Are they built similarly within, same time frame and stuff like that? Once we've been able to narrow those down and kind of get down to a couple different properties, it's going to give us a good pricing estimate. We're going to be able to base our price off of those comparable homes and be able to zero in on a good list price for you. Now, we can take into consideration any new remodels, updates, and things that you've done, and any upgrades. Not maintenance, but upgrades to the property itself. Now, that is going to be for residential. Pretty straightforward looking at comparable properties. Now, when we look at commercial properties, it's always going to be based off of income. That's right. So income determines value in commercial. So we really need to pour over the books of that property. We need to know, what is that property doing? What is it performing at? And what does the income look like? Now, there's a ton of different ways to skew the numbers on commercial properties, and there's tons of people out there who do that to make the property look better, make the numbers look better. Not saying or calling anybody out personally, but you need to verify the numbers. You need to verify the information you're given. If you're given numbers on a property, you need to trust but verify. Right? So go in, ask for, hey, last 3 years of taxes, what is this property performed at? What has it done? I want to look at the profit and loss. I want to look at current year's expenses. I want to know what realistic numbers are that I can verify. Once I verify those numbers and I can see what the property is actually doing, we can therefore go and start valuing the property based on its income and other things going on in that market. A little bit more that goes into it for commercial properties, a lot more homework, but if you have any questions, I'd love to help you with that. Now, why is pricing important? We talked about how to come up with pricing, how to evaluate a property's value, but why is it important? If we start selling properties at a much higher rate, if we start selling properties at a much lower rate, since in residential, since we're using comparable properties, it's going to start affecting what the market rate is for homes in your area. So an incorrectly sold property at an incorrect price, maybe super discounted, maybe super inflated, is going to affect the comparable price given to other similar properties. Now, this may not be a big deal if it happens 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, in the matter of hundreds or thousands of property sales. But if people start using these inflated prices or super discounted prices, you start changing market rates and market values, and therefore you start changing the market as a whole. So that's why it's extremely important to price a home properly, know what you're doing, and how to go about correctly getting that valuation for a property. So if you have any questions about this at all, please reach out to me, Matthew@precisionhomegroup.com, or just drop a comment below. I will respond. I'll get back to you. You could always send me a direct message as well. Thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And as always, hit that like, follow, and subscribe.